talk about some of your thoughts about the film, what you liked about it.
Okay. Well, like I said, when I first got the movie, I was very skeptical at first, but I was almost immediately drawn into the story of the film, the emotions of the characters, and drawn into Bruce Dern's character's world of alienation and sort of being the last caretaker of nature, or the forests of the earth. And I identified with that character. I remember it being one of those movies where if you could call him a villain or even sort of an anti-hero, I definitely was rooting for him to win. The whole time I'm having this dread that he's going to fail, they're going to catch him and foil him somehow. But I was on the edge of my seat watching him. He gets injured and he's sort of slowly bleeding through the whole thing, and then there were just so many things about it that kept me enwrapped. Everything from the impressiveness of the droids, the personality of these robots that came out through the incredible acting of the double amputees that were inside, and what a thankless job that must have been, but now immortalized in this film. And just the again, the allegory, the final scene of the last vestige, the last hope of nature, or of humanity, if you will, going off in this delicate bubble with its only caretaker, an injured robot that's...
No, Dewey was the injured robot.
Oh, he's... okay, well...
Dewey was in good shape.
He was in good shape? Well, that's good, because he was the final caretaker of nature. And, for all those things... I'd like to see it again immediately.
I want to tell you a funny story about Dewey here.
Okay.
Okay. But Dewey, actually, he complained years later. When he first was in the film, it was like, when they approached him, they weren't sure if he'd be upset or angry. They wanted to take advantage of his disability. They were worried.
I see.
And they told him, this is what we want. We want you to play a robot. We want you to walk around in a robot costume because you have no legs. And his response was, "Wow, I'm going to be in a movie!" He was ecstatic, actually. Initially, they were ecstatic, but then when they were working on the film, they realized this is real work.
Did you say, did he have a run-in with Kenny Baker?
Bruce Dern he had a run-in with.
Okay.
Actually, Larry Weisenhut, one of the amputees, had a run-in with Bruce Dern.
Okay.
And Dern, the amputees were told by the filmmakers that everyone's to be nice to you or they're going to be fired. We don't want any heat we're going to take enough heat from using you in this movie. People are disabled.
Yes.
We don't need any more heat on top of that.
Right.
So they told the entire crew, everyone be nice to them, no one be rude to them, or you'll lose your jobs.
Good.
And Dern, everyone did except for Bruce Dern.
Figures.
And Dern had words with Larry Weisenhut. And Weisenhut reminded him that, look, the filmmakers told you got to be nice to us or you're going to lose your jobs. You can't talk to me like that. And Dern says, well, they put millions of dollars in this film. They can't afford to fire me. And unfortunately, he was right. But the filmmakers actually had words with Dern over that incident.
Huh.
And they reminded Dern, look, you were a broke-out-of-work actor when we approached you. We gave you an advance to pay for your child support. So you could see your daughter Laura Dern.
Did he go on to have any more relative success?
Oh, his career took off like a rocket.
Okay.
After that film.
I just haven't followed him.
Oh, yeah. He was in
great.
Black Sunday after that.
Okay.
He was in Smile. He was in a whole bunch of stuff, one after another. His career took off skyrocketed after this movie.
Yeah.
And now he was playing heroes as well as bad guys, but he's doing both now. He was a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Pinch hitter, But the thing was the filmmakers had a talk with him. They reminded him, look, we agreed to pay for your child support, so that you can see your daughter, Laura Dern. And you promised us a favor. Now we're calling in that favor, and we want you to apologize to Larry Weisenhut.
Mm-hmm.
For mouthing off to him,
Yeah.
And we want you not to do it again.
Okay.
And Dern told them basically to go screw themselves.
Wow.
I know, he didn't care about...
What a prima donna, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and what happened was they reminded Dern, look, you're a paid employee. He refused to apologize to Larry Weisenhut.
Mm.
But they told Larry that they had words with him. He refuses to apologize to you. but we're giving him an order to keep his mouth shut and not bother you again. And we're also telling you to keep your mouth shut and not bother him again.
Wow.
So that was the compromise that they worked with.
That's a good story.
But they had to, it got that ugly, where they tried to call in their favor with them.
Uh-huh.
And he basically told them to get lost.
Wow.
He wouldn't honor it. But he never apologized to Larry for mouthing off to him.
You wonder what the initial altercation was about.
Well, the thing was I don't know, but Dern, he had a chip on his shoulder the size of a 2x4. John Wayne said about Bruce Dern, I worked with him once and I'll never work with him again. And Wayne was later asked, well, who else have you said that about in your career? He said, no one. He's worked with tens of thousands of people, in the course of his career.
Right.
The only person he ever refused not to work with again was Bruce Dern.